Kids Corny Comedy Club presents Henry!
Thank you, everybody. Your clapping makes me proud.
You're welcome.
Anyway, today I'm going to be telling you a story about my worst airplane experience ever.
Was that the one where I hitched along?
No. Anyway, so this was back in the days when airplanes were actually generous with meals. Have you ever noticed now how they're like, would you like your dinner, sir? And you're like, yeah, thanks. They bring you a bread roll and a scrawny piece of chicken. And you're like, 12 hours on this grotty $1,000 plane, and I get a piece of chicken that's probably been processed many times over. Anyway, so my worst airplane experience was probably on British Airways, maybe. So anyway, I was like 4 at the time, right? And I was scared of airplane toilets. Don't you hate the way you push button? And it's so scary.
I know, man.
And this experience made it even worse. So I had to go to the toilet. By that I mean a number 2. You know, like a 2. So anyway, I go with my little sister. Sorry, my bigger sister. She was pretty little, but she was bigger than me. We walk up to this bathroom, right? We're trying to decide which toilet we want to go in. I mean, we had people staring at us. They're like, it's not that hard. They all are grotty, disgusting, and smell like poo. Choose one. So we walk up to the back of the plane. We probably chose the worst because we open it. And you know how they have those locks? Well, we didn't realize, but it closed on itself. So we opened the lid, and there's this crap, like this big, clog. So I'm scared of the flusher already, and my sister's going, but nothing's happening. So and we get stuck, so we're both screaming, and everyone's probably wondering, what's going on? Are they getting sucked down the toilet? Because everyone's just sitting there watching their movies, and they're like, and they're like, oh no, they chose the bad toilet, the one that big old Mr. Frank decided to go on. So anyway, we're stuck in this bathroom, and eventually this flight attendant lady comes up, opens it, and I'm like, never crap on an airplane. So she shows us back to our seat. I sit down and get out my crayons and my coloring book. And so I start coloring, and then the plane bumps and no! I had worked on this thing for so long. Dad put me off airplanes for ages, right? And then another thing was, I was trying to watch a movie, you know, the ones with the channels, not where you get to choose. So I tried to go to the channel, I think it was like Teletubbies or something. So I click it, and suddenly it flashes off, and I hear, what the beep? And I'm like, this is a Teletubby! So my mom sees what's going on, so she turns off my screen, gets out my Hot Wheels, and what happens next was tragic. I had this awesome Hot Wheels car. It had Batman on it. So I get it out, and I'm like, and I make the mistake of letting go, leaning down, and before I know it, boom! No! So now I had a colored-in piece of paper, a missing Hot Wheel, and a scar from a giant poo that Mr. Frank had messed up for life. So, not to mention this, but I had the bubbles in my ears, and my mom told me chewing gum would be good, and these bubbles hurt, so I'm stuffing it in. Eventually my cheeks hurt so bad because of this gum that it just like, I had popped ears, bad throat, no more Hot Wheels, a colored piece of paper, and a scarred memory of Mr. Frank's leaving us. So, as I got off the plane, they were like, thank you, did you enjoy your flight? No, it was horrible. So that put me off flying for a while, but I love flying now. You know, you get free food even though it's terrible, and you get movies. What could you get better? Sitting down in movies, well, I guess sitting down with movies in an Aston Martin would be much better. But anyway,
Yeah.
so that was my worst airplane experience.
Yeah!
Thank you.
Woo!
This has been a Triple K production.